Greetings. Peace. What's going on, sentient beings? It's Prosperity Priestess. Here's a video. It's important. It was on my heart. I was, the last little sign I got was 555. This is the AM right now. Doing the single parent. No. This isn't even. That's not what that is. This is apparently what all parents do. This is what you have to do if you want to have private time, me time, alone time. You're up earlier than them. This is a regular thing in households, irregardless. So, anyways, I was supposed to be having some me time for me. Because I was gonna make this cake on camera yesterday, and then I was like, I don't even want to. I did a lot of things, so energetically and a lot of giving. And I was like, I need to just focus on me. I need to just focus on me. I need to just focus on me. But then there's the whole balance thing. So anyways, I did rest. And then my intention was to just focus on me in this rising as well. But boom. I feel like as I was focusing on me, continuing to have thoughts and feelings and, insight, messages and things to share. And it just makes sense to get it all done together. So here we are. And I try to come up with all these reasons to not get on camera. I promise you. And I was like, you know what? I forget the last thing I even said. And I was like, I'm not even going to do it. I'm just going to make this cake and just focus on me, like I said. And I'll post it and do it different. I'll just write the recipe instead of posting a video. And then I went to grab my phone and put it on the charger, and it said 555. I'm like, and seeing it's all perception. It could be, 555. Change gonna come. It could be confirmation of to do what I said and just focus on me. But when I saw it, however, when I saw it, it made me feel like, go do your job. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Go deliver these messages. Oh, yep, 5. Communicating, throat chakra. So I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do this. My teeth are so incredible right now. I just finished up with the what I use. Because I don't like to use toothpaste and brush my teeth first thing in the rising, and then drink the coffee and it's acidic. And I'm working on doing the herbs. There's so much Saturn energy. Saturn. But anyways, so I made sure I floss real good today. Use my little toothpick, like always. And charcoal, activated charcoal. And the rising, like before I eat, when I want to brush my teeth, but I don't want my stomach to be all sensitive and fucked up because of toothpaste. Even toothpaste without fluoride. For my results, what I'll do is I'll just do coconut oil with the pink salt, some peppermint essential oil, so like a mix like that, and I'll brush my teeth with the coconut oil. So it's basically like doing oil pulling first thing in the rising. So good. Or I'll just use activated charcoal and I'll put that on my brush, and that's what I did this rising. No toothpaste, activated charcoal. Oh, look. It's like squeaky clean. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear that on camera, but yo. And I tried it after doing toothpaste, because one time when I saw my teeth like that, I was like, damn, this activated charcoal was good. It's all natural stuff, these little life hacks. When I tell my daughter things, she's like, Mom, that's a life hack. So yes, this is about the family. Give me a moment, I'm about to wash my hands. Okay. Let's get it. So yeah, I come on, do the videos. This is real life. This is how we live and interact. It's great to get dressed up and to organize notes and to edit videos. And I learned so much in a quick fashion. And I really appreciate YouTubers who do those things. And I do something different. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate me. So I'm comfortable being myself more and more each day. And this energy that I like to encourage for others, because I feel like a lot of people are not comfortable being themselves. And you see it in the actions, you see it in the lifestyle. So it's a lot of things that's inside of us that we're not taught culturally how to actually get out, and then we should be, because your culture is your way of life. In our way, in our culture, in our Western American culture, it's like to be healthy isn't even a standard, and that shit's crazy. So being healthy, being successful, and being happy. What's that thing? Damn. That's what I mean. So it's like a lot of times people seem to like, oh wow, why are you smiling? So sometimes people will really ask me, why are you smiling so much? Like, the real question is, why aren't you smiling so much? Or all of us, I'm grateful to smile, and it shows. There's lots of times when I wasn't smiling, lots of times when I'm not smiling. You already know. So, we'd like to raise our energy, frequency, stay in focus. This video, I'm going to make my recipe for chocolate vegan cake, and I'm also going to speak about single parent households and the plandemic. That's what I think the real plandemic is in Western culture and in single parent households, because of the conditions that it creates. And a lot of us, and it's like basically it's guaranteed gonna be a traumatic upbringing. Yes, it sounds bad. This is why I had this is who I am. I just speak this truth, and I don't sugarcoat it, because the life we're living is not sugarcoated. All right. I mentioned in the video before, like, one day I'm not gonna be here, and I don't know when that is. That could be tomorrow. That could be today. My daughter will at least be able to look and see and hear truth that she could trust, information that's being spoken to guide her in the proper direction. And I know there's lots of other people, children, doesn't matter their gender, or their children career path. None of that shit matters. None of the preferences, none of the choices, none of the identities don't matter. I'm not here to judge you. That's not what it's been, and nobody else should be judging you. And we shouldn't be judging ourselves negatively for those things either. That's where the problem is. So then we're not accepting ourselves. That's why I'll hop on this bitch with a face mask on. Yes, I was supposed to say that. Like, 853, gratitude, double eights. There go the double eights. I accept me fully. And other people, that's the energy I'm using with myself. That's why I'm able to be comfortable. Like, I notice there's things that we do in our culture, because it's not done in other cultures, right? Then we're just doing it. It's the means to be accepted. And I don't like fitting in those boxes. I don't like, sometimes I'm like, why am I this? Why am I doing this? But that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, well, who said, where is this? I didn't read that anywhere. I'm supposed to. Even if I did, I'm still like, not do it. No, you're supposed to do how you feel. What's in alignment with you. And we all have a different radar system, and it's something different that's going to work for all of us. So, and if you can't accept me, because I have a face mask on, it's the same person. Same energy, same messages, same intent. What my face, what if I have on my face, my style of my hair, or whether it's combed or not, the aesthetics, the type of clothes I have on, the energy that I'm sending, um, because when you see me, because that's what I put into myself. That's the energy I would see when I look in the mirror. What I see is healthy, modest, grateful. Yeah, simple. It's simple. It's simple. I have a lot of Virgo energy. I have Virgo stellium. See the smile, and now it's great. I'm grateful to be me as I study, learn more about myself, my natal chart. It made me appreciate me more. Like, oh yeah. So, oh, this is what this energy is about. Like, oh, you are like that. And it resonates with me because it's my experience. So this is what know thyself is all about. And the more you study, so that's what I was doing this rising, the things that were on my heart. And I'm like, I need to see what the F is going on with Saturn right now. I was like, this is fourth house. What is my fourth house? I was thinking about home and stuff. So I'm like, what is in my fourth? Of course I was, because the moon is in Cancer. See, this is why I do this. Of course I was. The moon is in Cancer. So boom, my fourth house. This is what was on my mind. Fourth house in everyone's chart. We all have a fourth house. We all have 12 houses. And the fourth house is representative of the Cancer energy, the home. So here today, the moon is in Cancer. Come on, confirmation, all knowing force. I appreciate that. Gratitude. The oven just wanted to beat. All knowing force be coming through. That's a confirmation. Today the moon is in Cancer, so we're cooking cake. Ooh, we're being nourishing. And yeah, I had this fourth house energy on my mind. So we're living in alignment via awareness. Woo! And I was very inspired to share 2 cups of flour to share. And this is very important. You already know. It's not what you do, it's how you do what you do. Like when you be like, ooh, you can taste the love, doing the little things. Or, ooh, it's so light and fluffy. Oh, it's so moist. These little extra steps. You know, the Virgo, I'm going to go through it. I'm going to put the face mask on. I'm going to make sure that it's sifted. I'm going to write the recipe down. The list, all this. It's my energy. And it's what makes me more efficient. And I'm super empowered to use it and to be it and to be proud to be it. And everyone is like that and has their own energy and they feel that way. Like, I see people's reaction when they read their book, the information of their energy in their page, and they like, this is me, this is so exciting. But it's an accepting yourself. You have to accept yourself fully. And if you're not, then the people around you won't accept yourself fully. This is how it started. This is when I went to bed on last night. And I'm like just focusing like, what the F? Why am I getting these results? Why? And I'm like, you know the answer. Well, if it's what's being reflected outside of you, your outside experience is showing you. This is like what I'm hearing of myself. Like you just hear yourself talk because you've already said you know the answers. It's the same shit you say to other people. It's the same lessons for you. You know how this goes. What you're experiencing outside of you. It's there for you to react. It's there for you to not react, to focus on it, to address it. And that's what you're doing by even saying why. Okay, gratitude. And you're detaching from it. You're looking at it without feeling, without bias, not judging it. It's just, what's the solution? Very solution oriented. So the focus was on like, and seeing that I'm not getting the results I want in the home. And with my child, I'm like, why won't she just do what I want her to do? I'm not asking for her to do a lot. Feel like it's a little bit. It's like, that's not really what it's about. Because like you see in the pattern, you see in the choices, it's just the defiance, direct disobedience. If that's what you want, I'm going that way. Oh, you said what? I can't even hear you. I'm about to pretend that. So, whatever the tactics are. So, and I learned not to respond, not to react, not to have a feeling. I'm learning not to take things personal. All these things on the journey. And it's much easier said than done. But anyways, I was doing the internal work and asking myself, Why is she so anti? So boom, I asked myself the question and I said, and the answer is because the energy that you see outside of you is because that's the energy you're giving yourself. If she's ignoring you, that's because you're ignoring yourself, Whitney. I was like, yup. Did you do that pedicure yet? No. Did you do anything for your hair yet? No. Did you do? And I could just go down the list of all the things that I didn't do for myself. Right? I keep putting my focus externally and not on me. Because there's a never-ending list of tasks to accomplish and responsibilities to be on top of that are outside of me. So that part as well. But there has to be the balance. So that was my conclusion. Well, you're not focusing on yourself. You know. And then other information that came into my awareness. Yeah, I think it was about Saturn. It said, it was talking about the house that Saturn was in. And had to get in order for you to Facebook memes. Saturn getting in order. Wherever Saturn is, that house has to be in order for your career to fully develop properly. And it's like, okay, because I keep trying to focus on the career and the external. But it's telling me, I see the meme that's like Saturn, and my Saturn's in the 4th house. And I'm like, so I'm supposed to focus on home? Home and family? But that's like, it's a direct opposite. It's correlation. Even in astrology, the 10th house is your career, and that's the Capricorn energy. And it's saying to focus on home. But Saturn in the 4th house, that's like indicating a career done from home. And you notice in my 10th house, that's Taurus. Doing nourishing, giving value. Ooh, that's what I do. So this is what I nourish your divinity. And I see it. I see it in the herbs. I see it in the desserts, 1,000 different ways to get it. I see it in the scents. Anyways, I learned about some things. As I was even watching the video about myself, I'm thinking about my daughter. Like, damn, this is what she's going through. And it was the same thing. I started watching it last night, and then I came back and watched the lady's video today. Oh, for this, her name, Tan Astrology. Yeah, I got to start shouting people out so that you guys can also go and see credible videos where I found it helpful. Maybe you will as well. You know? I'm like an esoteric cheerleader. Like, they just go. For this recipe in particular, I wanted to use ingredients that people have at home. So let me back to the video 18 minutes in, and I haven't said too much about single parent homes. Oil, vegetable oil. A lot of people have this. Because don't judge yourself for anything. Oh, is this the healthiest? Look here. We're all doing a whole bunch of shit that ain't healthy. Drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, or anything else, or drinking alcohol. Nobody's asking about the ingredients of these things, you know, and other things that we are injecting into our body. Nobody's really talking about the ingredients and asking about them to worry about it. So when it comes to switching over to our lifestyle to vegan, that's not the time to be like, is that the healthiest option? That's the best mentality. But let's keep it real. Have we been consistent with that? Okay, so just where you're at is fine. And wherever you're at on your journey, use what you have. This is how you learn and you grow. Maybe you don't have it to go to a restaurant and to buy the desserts. A $7 slice of cake, vegan dessert for each of your children to try. It'd be OD. This is vegan and gluten free. You're about to pay $11 for half a slice. Fuck out of here. Just make it yourself. Be self-sufficient. So that's what we're doing. When we're using everyday ingredients that we have. Maybe you're not into going to the health food store. You don't have agave in your house and chickpea flowers. That's okay. Start where you're at. Be grateful for the fact that you want to learn and do something different and provide a healthier option for your family. Now is not the time to get all judgmental. But that's what we do. We're trying to do something new. That's what I've done to myself. So anyways, we're using flour, regular flour, brown sugar, oil. I am gonna type the ingredients in the description box. Cocoa powder, boom. That's the main thing. All right, for this chocolate vegan cake. And baking soda. Cold water. I already said the oil. Lemon juice or vinegar. Some vanilla. So we're in there. Bing, bong, boom. It was 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour. And now it says 1.5 cups of brown sugar. So I'm going to share this cake with, let's see, I have 2 people I know I need to share it with. And I'll probably share it with a 3rd person. Just because. Yeah, because she's a Cancer. So there we go. 1.5 cups. So also just to show the efficiency and that you can do it, just to encourage people on their journey. Right? We're all out here. So boom, the title is Single Family Households, and like I don't even like to describe myself. I don't like really label. I don't like labels. I don't like labeling myself, and I think, you know, people get caught up in the labels. I don't care what you're calling it. What is it? What does it feel like? How is it affecting you? What is the cause and effect? What is it? What is it? You know, because it's the concept of 5 blind men, 5 blind women around the elephant. If they're blindfolded or they're blind and they're all touching the elephant, but they're touching different parts. If you ask them what they're touching, the 5 of them are all going to say different things. One's going to say, I feel a tusk. One's going to say, I feel a tail. One's going to say, I feel a toenail. One's going to say, I feel a stomach. One's going to say, I feel a leg. They are all correct. You know, that's why you should cooperate and collaborate versus competing. Once you see a bigger picture. Like I like to explain to my child, we're all different crayons in this coloring box, and we're all needed. The coloring box called life, and we're all different crayons, and we're all needed, and not to create a beautiful picture. You know, you could explain it to a child, then you understand. Wow, I was 22s, beautiful. So I do this with the sugar too. I don't know if it's exactly correct or not, but I've done it. And it works. Oh, the cocoa powder, 1/4 cup. Okay, and give me a moment. Oh, it's very important to talk about the dynamics and the effects. This is a 1/4 cup of the cocoa powder. I get all my ingredients with food stamps, even at the health food store. And my herbs, food stamps. I used to be embarrassed that I had food stamps. I had even with full-time job, job working for the state, got civil service, whatever. And it's like, and I still qualify for food stamps, but I used to be embarrassed at one point. If I didn't grow up with food stamps, I lived in a 2-parent household. And both my parents worked. But it's like, you know, you oil the pan. Oil the pan is from my grandma. Gratitude, matriarchs in the building. Cancer moon. Kashi. Oh, it's double water energy. It's Scorpio season. Sun's in Scorpio. And the moon is in Cancer. Double water, yeah. You hit with this wave. I think Mars is moving into a sign, Sagittarius, so very fired up. The vision, Venus is already in Sagittarius. So our magnetism, our desire, we are fired up. What we're pulling in, you know, we can see it gravitating towards us. You know, all the planets have an energy, as do all the zodiac signs, and that's just. And then there's positionings and aspects and angles. It's just like baking. It's just like biology. Like if you're trying to grow a plant or make a cake, you know, your birth chart, your natal chart, it's a code, it's a recipe. It's like your fingerprint. It's all individual to you. We're all unique, like the crayons. Like all have a different fingerprint. There's no snowflakes that are the same, no leaf prints, things like that. That's the same with us, and that's the divinity in life. That's the beauty of it. That's your divine nature, and you have to nourish that. Nourish your divinity. But that means you got to know what works for you. Yes, the coffee's acidic. Yes, the sugar brings your energy down. Oh, I got to post that video again. That's a good one. I'm going to stay focused on the topic. That's what I need to do. You do everything what you need to do. I just wanted to talk about the fact that, like, what happens in the households. Oh, I forgot to say salt. Boom. I was watching the video and just learning from the woman's experience, and she was talking about her experience of having a fourth house in Cancer, having Saturn in the fourth house, or Saturn in Cancer energy. And Saturn being the planet of restriction, and it giving pressure, and the planet of time, father time, right? Cause and effect, karma, heart chakra. Saturn, and we know Saturn returned very powerful planet. We need salt as well. Half a teaspoon. It's half a teaspoon. This is how you learn. And she was talking about her experiences, and long story short, it was in Cancer, so it all has to do with the mother energy. So I said, oh, gratitude to the matriarchs, the Cancer fourth house energy, that's representative of the mother, the home, feelings, intuition, Akashic record, so lineage, all right? That's what's on our mind today and yesterday, moon's in Cancer. So, what I gathered from watching it, and I'm trying to learn about me, and I'm like, I can relate to all of this, but the whole time I kept thinking about my child. Baking soda. I was like, damn, this isn't even her Saturn placement, but I know she's going through this because she's in a single parent household. And the child was just kept talking about how this is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So we did half a teaspoon of salt, sea salt, and now we're doing 1 teaspoon of baking soda. If you have regular salt, just use regular salt. Use what you have. Don't judge. Be discerning and encouraging to yourself that you're trying something new. All right. But I was like, damn, she doesn't even have Saturn in the same house placements as I do, planetary placement. But I know she's going through this, and a lot of children are that are in single parent households. And it's like, no matter what the mom does, you got a problem with it. Oh, gratitude. I'm over here passing gas. Confirmation. If I was on a date, I would have did it too. I think that's crazy. Like, oh, do you fart on a date? Why not? Do I fart in real life? Do I fart in my house? Like, why? What? Doesn't everybody fart? It's releasing. Like, we should not be embarrassed to release. This is a part of life. That's what the fuck is wrong with everyone. They don't want to let the shit go. Literally. Better get on your frozen mode. Let it go. Which that's actually, I kind of, oxymoron. Be frozen. Anyways. Let that shit go. For real. Oh, it's just so nice. You can see the chocolate. Yeah, it's with a 1/4 cup for the cocoa powder. 2 cups of flour. 1.5 cup brown sugar. I'm just sifting it. And it's worth going through. So yeah, she's feeling what I just saw the different dynamics. I was listening to the woman speak about her experience growing up with the placement, and a lot of it I understand that a lot of children are going through it, just the fact that they're single parent households, and I feel like that's the plandemic in America. The single parent households, because it's always going to boil down to a traumatic experience because it's not natural. It's out of balance. Period. That the child took 2 people to create the child in this day and age, and on the energetic levels we're working with. So it's like, at the minimum, that's what's supposed to be there to sustain the child. But when you don't have that, yes, that's an imbalance. And there's a constant trying to compensate for that. So like she described, and I listened to a woman who posted a video yesterday, and she talked about her experience of, and this was the opposite, where she said that her mother was not in the picture. Her dad was always there for her, took care of her. He was a single dad. So I was very grateful to hear that. Gratitude to all the fathers, to all the kings who are taking care of their, who prioritize their children. And the same for all of the queens, for the goddesses, for the women. Let's go. Who are doing the same, prioritizing the children. But when you're not doing that, it's a problem. In a single family household, whether man or woman, that's it. Even as you're prioritizing the child, they may not feel that way. You yourself may not even feel that way. You already feel like you don't have enough time to do everything, complete everything, or for yourself. But there's something that's missing, and they feel that, and they know that, and it's not something that you can force. It's not something you should feel guilty about. I'll say that as well. I remember I used to feel guilty, and then I actually put myself in situations in my family, my daughter and I, to try to compensate that energy. Oh, that something's missing, so there's supposed to be another here. Well, yeah, that would bring the balance, but it's at the right time and the right one, and there's mad motherfucking predators out there looking for convenience. I said, there's mad motherfucking predators out there looking for convenience, looking for stability, looking for, they're really looking for nourishment. Come on, talk about a Cancer moon. This Cancer moon energy, nourishment. That's what everybody's missing. So then it creates a narcissistic energy, selfishness. Everyone's trying to focus on themselves. They didn't get the proper nourishment as a child. The Cancer energy's fucked up. So that's Saturn in the fourth house. Saturn in Cancer. That shit is cold. That shit is tough. That shit is hard. It's not so, it's not, Saturn's not known as a beneficial, how you say it? Benefic planet. So the energy is more harsh. It's more assertive. It's more direct. It's not a subtle energy. It's not a subtle energy. Nope. It's pressure, baby. Pressure is the difference between pain and pleasure. Woo! And I just told you what the energy is like in that dynamic. The single parent household is off balance. And there keeps always trying to be something to compensate. So yeah, even the woman yesterday who had her father, she said he spoiled her, was always there for her, and raised her correctly, and she's so grateful for him, her father, and that he's still in her life now, grandpa, now that she has children and she's married and all that, and she's still grateful for him, and she sees how all the things that her father didn't sacrifice and her mother was never there. She talked about how that felt for her. And then I listened to a woman today talking about the opposite, how it felt for her. She had the mom, and she said she really respected her mom. Her mom always was worked, and the things her mom did, and she was a business owner, and her mom worked really hard so they could have something. But then that's how she started the video off, and then the whole rest of the video. And I'm grateful, and this was her experience that she shared. She talked about her truths. And it was like the dynamics between the mother. So my point in this video was talking about how, like, the lack of balance, the lack of equilibrium, how it's always going to be a traumatic experience when it's a single parent household, whether it's the man or the woman. And the long story short is what these children are going through. And that's not what, we have to change that. We have to change that. And the way you change that is by healing yourself first before you even have children. But then, the culture's over-sexualized. And everybody's looking for nourishment and quote-unquote the love. And I mean, it's so fucking deep. 34, 44. So information and healing and nourishment, but that's the missing ingredient. That's my slogan: nourish your divinity. Those are the two things: nourishing and focusing on you and your divinity. We're just gonna ignore all that. We're just gonna ignore the stars. We're just gonna act like they're not up there. What's it say in the Quran? I don't know if it's in the Quran or if it's in the other book that goes with the Quran. I forget the hadiths. It's suspended on nothing. That is divine. You know, you go into Barnes Noble in the divination section. That's where you get these tarot books and astrology. And it's like, oh, divination. My parents, they're Jehovah's Witness. They're part of that cult. So this is like, I call them, that organization is a cult. Very organized one. But anyways, they're like, divination is bad. I'm like, the divination is who you are. It's the essence. It's the divine. It's like saying nature is bad. And you are nature. We are nature. We wouldn't be here surviving. It's like, so the air is bad. But people out here thinking the air is bad. But then they take their masks off to smoke cigarettes. So that's why don't fucking listen to people. Don't do it. Listen to yourself. Come on. Stop ignoring your heart. You know that. And do better for the children. And you have to heal yourself. So it's like, I'm trying to heal myself. And all I can see is the difficulties my daughter's going through. And it's like, and then it's like the answer is I have to focus on me to heal and get the home right. But then I feel like, well, if I'm focusing on me, isn't that not focusing on her? But the results are every time I focus on her, I get this energy, I get this push, I get this like, what? But if I was the other character and I was popping up once every 8 months to take you out to get ice cream, I'd be the good guy, of course. So no matter what I do, is the bomb, is the punishment is, you have to do dictionary assignments. I'm like a horrible mom because I give you dictionary assignments as punishment. So I talk about this with other moms and we're laughing like, damn, but this is to the child. I'm the everything. I'm the disciplinarian. I'm the everything. So in terms of the focus of a negative energy, there's that too. Well, mom's the reason I can't. Well, yeah. Well, mom, somebody has set boundaries. That's a part of life. And it happens in two-parent households. It's like the children are always rebellious, right? Even in two-parent households. But in a one-parent household, you're looking, all you see is the one energy there. And you're looking at it like, if I could just get away from this parent, there's something so wrong with them. It's them, and you don't comprehend, like, that's just what you're feeling is that element of something missing, and it's not that parent's fault, job, responsibility to change. They can't if I could, I would, but it's all things happen for a reason. My child has a son in the 10th house. Her son is in the 12th house. And when I learned about in astrology, as soon as you see that, you already know the father's not going to be in the life. The 12th house, that's the most distant house. And your son, that represents your father. So that's when you see your sons in the 12th house, it's like I'm talking about Saturn and Cancer. It's like a cold energy between your mother. When your son is in the 12th house, your father is distant. Whether he lives in another country or, you see, or maybe he's military, so he has to travel a lot. Maybe he's a missionary. Maybe you're in a single parent household and he just dropped the ball. So no matter how many times I explain to my child that's not her fault, just like it's not my fault, it's not something that we could do to force or change, and that's everybody makes their choices, just like we're not supposed to take anything personally. It's a deep-seated sense, and we all have something like that in our lives. That's our childhood traumas or healing our inner child. And especially in this day and age, Pluto and Scorpio generation. Yes, it's Scorpio season. I was going hard on that yesterday. We got stuff to talk about. Now we're having children and we're seeing the dynamics and we're seeing what has happened to be raised in a a nation of single parent homes for latchkey children and shit like that. Latchkey children is your grandparents. Damn. So yeah, we're breaking the generational curses. You know it. Pluto and Scorpio generation. We rising from the phoenix, rising from the ashes. Phoenix energy. We gotta finish this cake. And, just be grateful for who you are. And just keep working on your healing for your family, We put up a family altar the other day. So just basically creating a sacred space for our family, and really to nourish our divinity, to work on our feelings, to work on our auric presence, to work on the beings that we are to become in this reincarnation, to work on our spiritual missions. It's all, encoded in the birth chart. So the natal chart. Okay, great. So the next thing I'm going to do is, the oven's already on. Water, oil, vinegar, vanilla. Boom. Water, oil, vinegar, vanilla. These things go away. We did put the oil on. Aren't we supposed to also put a little flour in here too? Something like that. So that it's not sticking. But I thought that's what I don't know. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I don't. It means I have to do it more and pay more attention. So I have better documentation, results. And I can talk about it. Okay, let me grab this vinegar. Because I know I don't have any lemons. Boom. Oh, and cold water. Where are we? Woo! Confirmation. If I was going to say, I hope I'm helping somebody, and, I'm sure I am. Just like I watch videos, and that helps people. It helps me. Yes, that's why I'm doing it. All right. Sorry, I did not doubt myself. 1 cup. For the cold water, it's 1 1/4 cup. So there was 1 cup. And here's 1/4. Boom. 1 1/4 of our cold water. Oil. It says 7 tablespoons oil. And next to that, it says 1/3 cup. So boom, good job. 1/3 cup of oil. Put that in. Vinegar. 3 tablespoons of lemon juice or vinegar. Tablespoons. We need 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me take my time. Do it with love. Vanilla, 2 teaspoons. Like, I try to do things with my child like this, and it's so effing frustrating. It's like, never mind, I'll just do it alone. I'll just do it. Like, it takes all the joy out. Because because you're playing games. This is the dynamic in our household. But, I'm learning and growing. In the Pluto and Scorpio generation, I remember when I saw the video and it was like, basically we have to parent ourselves, and that's what's happening. As we have children, we're learning how to parent. We're parenting ourselves by parenting them, or seeing what needs to change. All right, so we did that. So we have the flour part and we have the liquid part. Good. Now I guess you're supposed to make a little hole in the middle, like a well, and pour it in. Not too much mixing. You want to fold the flour in. This is what I've seen. So I try these things, and I appreciate the results I get and the feedback that I hear. So this is how I do it. Yeah, I would like tell her to do something like this and then be over there washing the dishes and then come over and finish the dishes and look to see like, wait, so, you didn't finish mixing everything properly? Like you mixed it wrong? Like, how is this possible? Oh, that was your intent. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's what you're on today. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have joy regardless. I'm gonna have joy in making this cake, and I'm providing the opportunity and experience that so many children may not have. I remember every time I would ask for help with anything in the kitchen, it was like, oh hell no. I always wanted the connection family wise, and that intimacy with family, and it's like it wasn't there. But there are a lot of things that were there. So, gratitude, I recognize. Um, but it's just interesting that now, as I have a family, and that's what I seek to create, to see the opposition. And it's like, don't you know people wish they had this? So I be trying to tell her. It's so frustrating. I don't think she cares. Oh, I just farted. Confirmation. I don't think she cares. She don't. She's going through her own things. It's in her journey. Ah, good. So me speaking impeccably and speaking with love and in a healing way. Make it relatable for regardless of what your scenario is. Yeah, that looks good. Ooh, yes. Right from scratch, so you don't have to buy the box mix. It's got hella ingredients in it that, let's be real, we can't pronounce. We don't know what the fuck it is, where it came from, why, I don't know. But it's real simple. You can make it out. Oh, we do know. Because it's, oh, what a web we when the first our intentions are to deceive. Because it's meant to malnourish. It's meant to hurt. You already know. You already know. It's poison, but we can still have, yeah. So anyways, grateful for where we're at. This is a step up, making it ourselves. And what I was saying about being relatable to everyone, oh, she's on her own journey. So I'm grateful that, it's like we're studying her chart as well. And she tells me she has an interest in this. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. Or any of the healing things I do for myself, or I would say to anyone, I do them with my child. It's, because I know that that's what she needs. Look, let's get started with this healing journey. All the adults that I know need it. And I see all the way the children at. The children need it too, and they're just doing what the adults do. And I know the environments we all grew up in. It's not about how much money you had. There's nobody's even being taught emotional maturity. No one's even being taught to what you call it, acknowledge. Forget the maturity. That's the strength and the control. We ain't even being taught to acknowledge our emotions, because it's like ignoring the divine feminine. So now with this channel, we empower that. So especially this Cancer moon energy. Do not try this at home. This is not the recommended advice for the proper way. Oh my goodness. Teamwork makes the dream work, But unfortunately, anyways, focusing on what we want. I find the things that we're able to do together. I always have to find a balance, and we're polar opposites. So it's like, she likes hot, I like cold. I want spicy, she wants sweet. It's always, that's the dynamic. Which is like that with parents and children anyways. I'm trying to move fast, she's trying to move slow. I'm like, come on, we got things to do. She wants to smell and stop the roses. Stop and smell the roses. Their perspective is different than ours, but this is life. It doesn't mean her experience should be invalidated or it doesn't matter. And same with mine. So we learn to create boundaries. We learn to create balance, and we learn that they do the same thing we do. So we do our mantras and mudras together. Boom, there goes your cake in the oven, 30 minutes. Cancer moon. Yes, we did it. So that means with the next cup of coffee or herbal tea, I'm not probably, all right, we'll see what happens. We'll have some cake to go with it. It means when she wakes up, she'll have some cake. And if ever she wants to know how to make it, I'm very happy to do that with her. And she has the recipe. So now some other things I can focus on, getting the recipe book together so I could capitalize off of creating nourishing homes. Even though I love to give freely. So it's just like I love to receive freely. It's the concept and the balance of recognizing value. And you don't cast your jewels to swine. And yes, that's how you should make a living, is just by living in general. So understanding things energetically. If you just only give, then you will be drained. It's like your cup, it needs to be reciprocal. So if I want to stop going to this bullshit in relationships where I'm just giving and it's not reciprocal, that's how I need to treat myself. So even in my choosing to interact with others or in my business or giving information, I need to also, it's fine to give things for free, but where's the part where I created an outlet or a system where I can give something and receive in return? I have a bajillion creations, so where is that? So this is what the other part that I'm doing as well, and it's great, but I couldn't get to either part of the giving and interacting with others if I was not healthy in how I view myself, not choosing to accept myself, or seeing it like, oh, I'm not good enough, or what if my hair doesn't look a certain way, or when you don't accept yourself, then you feel like other people aren't going to accept you. That's just all that is. So that was a big part of my battle, and learning to accept myself and appreciate myself and love myself. For me, it's fine if I don't want to follow the trend. It's fine if I don't feel like I need to do X, Y, and Z and everybody else is doing that. That's okay. I was made the way I am, and everyone was made the way they are. And a lot of time people are going through their own things. This is where it gets bigger. This is the spiritual warfare. A lot of people are doing things because of the programming or indoctrination, X, Y, and Z. And I'm using my energy to work against that. A lot of people don't know how to or even aware of. So I'm grateful to be me. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I realize I'm like, because even at all the people that I meet and interact with, it's like, I guess I'm not, yes, I'm the esoteric cheerleader. It's like I'm the, it's like I'm giving you a little jump start, a little starter pack. Here go your little spirituality starter pack. You need this information, let's go. And I realized I bring that energy to people's life. They're always like, well, I was wondering, or I was kind of teeter-tottering, or I saw this one person, I kind of have more questions. And like, so basically as people are in the beginnings of their journey, they meet me. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Ooh, you met the right one. Let's get it. And it's always very powerful. I feel their energy. And the confirmation like a motherfucker. Appreciate it. All known force be coming through. And then and they feel it as well. You feel the goosebumps. You feel, yes, and the healing's happening. And it's so beautiful because what it is they're choosing to accept their self. Yeah. And I'm sparking and perpetuating and stimulating that energy in them because this is what I am in me. That's what I'm doing. A lot of times it happens by, they talk about my crown that I wear, the crystal, or they ask me about my jewelry or something. And yes, that's from me being confident in who I am. That's what I don't just wear a crown on Facebook. That's what I do every day. Every store I go to, I go outside, I play kickball with the kids, I'm gonna have my crown on. That's just that. Like some people, they're gonna have their eyelashes on, I'm gonna have my crown on. Fuck is you talking about? or their heels on, or their tie on, whatever. They make sure that their face is shaved. I make sure my crown is on. And I'm grateful. That helps me be focused on the bigger picture. And I just feel like it's more important to wear a crown than a tie. It's more important to wear a crown than high heels. That's just how I feel. So that's what I do. And I look great when I put the high heels on. High heels and a crown. Okay, you're talking about that divine feminine balance. Let's go. And that's what we need. So many of the divine feminine. Yeah, so then the mothers are drained. You already know, single parent households. Life's not, with parenting in general, even with two parents and the difficulties and the challenges. So imagine one person that have to literally do every single thing that the two parent house would do. If I don't cook, she's not going to eat. If I don't go to the store, whether I have to walk or drive, because of the resources that I have available, we're not going to have the food. If I don't braid her hair, do her hair, shit, it's not going to get done. It's just that simple. I had to make the choices, all of it. It's not two incomes coming in. It's not two people going about it, knocking off the task on the checklist. That's just in a regular household. If there's a pet, then that the pet has to get walked. The child, whoever has to the child has to get picked up from the school, the daycare, to anything. But then you also got to do the work, the job, everything. The emotional healing, the sewing the clothes back on, the doing all the errands and the tedious and redundant. And very, okay, Cancer, okay, gratitude, Cancer moon. House energy, I know. I have Libra on my South Node. All the things that create the family harmony. They say that the mothers are the glue that hold it together, the buttons that hold it together, and it takes energy, time, effort, resources. And if you're in a single parent household, whether you're just the man or just the woman there, you have to do both roles. So, yes, things become a lot more challenging. It's just like you have to walk to this. If you are a person that has to walk or enjoy life, that you don't have one of your legs is gone. Like, obviously, that's going to be a challenge. It's the same thing. It's a family. It's supposed to be a triangle. It's a three, but it's only two. So to keep the balance, it's a lot less stability. It's a lot more emphasis because you don't have the three legs, and that's okay. You create the other legs in different ways. That's part of your journey. So, but that needs to stop happening. And the way that stops happening is by accepting yourself fully and working on and healing those things and operating and moving accordingly in your life, and not accepting an energy that's going to perpetuate that single parent household dynamic. Don't entertain fuckboys. Nah, it's like, what are they prioritizing though? Or females that are not prioritizing their children. Fuck females. Female fucks. Don't entertain it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. These are distractions. I know the opposite gender or look, sexuality. Oh my goodness. Whether you like the same gender or the opposite gender. It's a distraction. See, it's the extra. It's the focusing. But we want to release, but there's ways you can release when you're by yourself. See, the intimacy, and it's something that we all crave and want, is natural. But these are the things, if you grew up in a household with the intimacy, you weren't taught it properly, then when you experience the opposite of it is so you can learn to do it properly. So then you're supposed to learn that with yourself and with your children. It's interesting. Sometimes I feel, yes, like I speak the truth. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes I feel guilty, there's still some I go back and forth, and I'm like, no, everyone deserves, you deserve, this is a normal thing, you deserve, I have to remind myself. So it's like, I'll feel undeserving. I'll be like, well, how do you, or even it's like, I don't even think, do I want that? Isn't that more responsibility, another leg? What if it's like the other ones and it becomes, so But I was gonna say, oh, feeling undeserving, like, well, if I am not able to take care of everything here and make my family perfect, I don't really feel like I'm in a position where I deserve a mate. I have not earned that yet. That's how I be feeling like, oh, I've not created the perfect relationship with my daughter, so obviously I'm not ready for a mate yet. But it's well, if it's coming up, if it's arising, if it's on my heart, it's for me to focus on, it's for me to address and learn and create a harmonious relationship with the way I see it, my perspective. And then take the and that will change what I feel different and take the actions to make it that. So it starts with your perspective and seeing it in a harmonious way. Um, and that's why I said I have to remind myself, like, that's backwards as fuck. That is counterproductive for you to say that because something's not perfect. And of course, I'm getting caught up in the um, perfectionism. Perfectionism. That's a the Virgo thing. Yeah. And it's like, just because you're not perfect, just because you have flaws, that's why I always say this. Just because I have flaws, it doesn't mean I don't deserve better. Especially knowing a lot of them are programmed, or a lot of them are childhood inner wounds, and that we all have in a different aspect. No matter if it was two parents in the household, which I had. No matter if it was you have money, you're able to eat every day. What we ate every day. We had at one point, the last family house we lived in, we had an in-ground pool with a diving board, heated 2-car heated garage, all that. My dad used to snow blower down. There was enough space in the yard. We used to go sleigh riding in our yard, type shit, you know. So it's not. I'm trying to point out that we think if the conditions were different, that there would be no trauma, there'd be no negativity. Wrong, wrong. Especially, and this is why I don't let them. I've had so many people tell me, the religious people, they love to be like, because you're not my religion, that's why you're going through bullshit in your life. I'm like, yo, but you're going through bullshit in your life and you're your religion. The fuck out my face with that bullshit, yo. Get the fuck out my face with that bullshit. You're trying to capitalize off of your fear. You're trying to capitalize off of your pain. You know that. Acting like a friend, that's deception. Fuck that shit. Follow your heart. I'm supposed to be speaking impeccably. Yeah. My moon's in the 8th house, yo. With Rahu, so, this is what happens with the passive aggressive and that Scorpio energy. It's why even I see it, it's why I'm like, I'm hyped this season. Oh, shit. Where is Scorpio in my chart? Oh, fourth house? Yeah. Which is the home. Right. So I just took, yeah, I'm fucking lit. And the moon's in Cancer. Yup. Which is my 12th house. In Western astrology, they say it's the house of your undoing and your fears. And in Vedic astrology, they say it's where your joy is at. And your hidden talents. Isn't that interesting? Because it's cultural, it's perspective. Eastern versus Western. And I told you everything Western culture is deaf culture. Maybe I'll read my speech on that I wrote in college. On the media and for the state of the government. But, yes, I'm in all this Cancer energy. That's my 12th house. It's really Mars on my 11th. But I'm still, same thing. I'm broadcasting. Let's go. Sending it out to the ethers, to the world. And I am enjoying it. You know, the Vedic Eastern says this is your pleasure, your hidden talents. Here we are. But the Western culture and perspective says it's the house of your undoing and your fears. You know. I am doing the thing that challenged me. This is me stepping outside of my comfort zone to share myself, to be vulnerable, to open up, to the world, to not be a hermit. But anyways, you know, it don't, if you, I remember Cancer told me this, Cancer Aquarius. Like I was just talking about, I'm broadcasting 11 hours, and yep, Cancer Aquarius. Yeah, I remember his, anyways, gratitude. It's part of the lesson, part of the journey, and I learn, I live, I grow. I remember when he said, it was like, if you had to cure the cancer, would you charge somebody for it, or would you try to profit off of it? And we just had that discussion. And then he explained, okay, yeah, that's what you would do. And the world is like this. And he's very correct. But anyways, it's like having it, I can learn and grow and be helping myself and helping my child and doing all these things for me. But what about everybody else that's going through it and hurting? What about helping them? So, you know, it's not fulfilling enough to just get the information and utilize it in my life. And it's also not my life path. I'm supposed to share and engage with others, but I'm also supposed to focus on myself and learn and grow and know that I have value and receive freely, just like I give freely, and enjoy the process, and also be paid for my services. But I had to see it as such and create it that way. Yup, I know, confirmation. And that's what's happening. So I've said enough, and maybe the next video, yeah, I'll wait and do a separate video so they could be shorter. We pull some tarot. I did not put a timer on the cake, so I have no idea. Is it almost done? Yeah, that probably was around 30 minutes or so. Where are we at? Alright. I'm going to say that needs another 15 minutes. Yes. So let me probably write 40 on here at least. You're doing a fantastic job. And just keep working at it. So I'm supposed to have, I don't like that word. Look out for the email description in the comment. Yes, descriptions, email, so we can communicate, and so you know how to, what services I'm providing for the nourishment, for nourishing your divinity. Remember to always ask the ancestors and to surely seek spirit. Peace.